So for me, I really connected with him in the way he empathizes with people. But one of the thing that you're searching him up.
Yes, I am.
I think it's Tomiyaka or something like that.
His name is
I was
yeah.
right.
Oh, you're spot on. Gyu
Yeah.
Tomiyaka.
Yep. There you go. But anyways, so I really relate to Tanjiro in the sense of how he empathizes with people. For me personally, because I really like the content I want to be that I create to be very introspective, and one of the things I really want to focus on, like I said, is empathy. Is that I empathize with people a lot, um, and sometimes that can be, I guess you could say, harmful. It can be harmful to me in certain times. And sometimes often no, not even sometimes, oftentimes I can be criticized for it when it comes to people putting my life or well-being in jeopardy for the sake of themselves, because I'm taking so much of their feelings and their circumstances into consideration, um, which has happened a number of times. And so I kind of sometimes I wonder if I should empathize with people, if that's a really bad thing, because that's the thing that Tanjiro is often criticized for,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense of you shouldn't be empathizing with demons. But going back on what I said before, demons are not that different from people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you can't really understand someone unless you like are able to look at their circumstances.
And when you look at it this way, you could say that like Demon Slayer is a whole blob of like miscommunication. Like no one understands the demons at all. The humans itself, their whole objective is just to kill demons. They don't want to see the sides of the demons that no one else sees. And Tanjiro is the only person, literally the only person in the show who could look at a demon and just be like, "Oh, I actually feel, I actually feel for this demon. Oh, he actually has a real life." And he even says himself, like demons are pitiful, not pitiful souls,
Homeless.
homeless
Oh,
souls.
sorry, homeless. Hopeless.
Hopeless. They're homeless. I'm joking. They're hopeless souls, and that just shows like what kind of character he is in general, and the miscommunication towards humans and demons is really relevant. Like what you were saying that like you don't really want to like not necessarily you don't want to, but you're in a sense not afraid, but I'll use the word afraid in this case. You're afraid to empathize with some people because of the miscommunication that could be given. And in this case, in Demon Slayers, when Tanjiro is empathizing with the demons, no one even understands his side of the story. No one understands that he's willing to be open and actually look more into their lives
Introspective, yeah.
and understand them on a different level.
I guess as you're saying that, I can expand a little bit more. So the reason I empathize with people so much is because I always one of the things that I feel that the world lacks is empathy and compassion. I think if you can
Hell
empathize,
yeah. Hell yeah.
I think that if you can empathize with people, if you can understand the reason why they do what they do, like I said, going back on the same quote, hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
If you can understand why this person, if you can see that this person hurt people or you can look back and you can see what hurt this person and why they're perpetuating that same hurt, because the thing that they're doing to others, something happened to them. Even in terms of the girl that we were talking about before, like I know that there's certain things that led to her being to the where she is, and it's the reason why she's continuously putting herself in these situations. Actually, to go even further than that, we'll talk about it later, but I would even say she's very different from Rui,
Mm-hmm.
because Rui, for those that can't remember what I'm talking about, Rui is the demon in the mountain arc who was part of the 12 lower moons of the 12 Kizuki, and he's someone which we'll talk about later, but he's someone, one of his main issues besides family is being in self-denial. So, but going back on the whole thing, I feel like you can, once you can empathize with someone, you can understand why they do what they do. It's easier to understand them, and then thus it's easier to solve problems. Not in the sense of like trying to fix someone, but in the sense of helping them grow and helping them overcome some of their issues.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always taken that approach when it comes to the youth I've worked with, and even in terms of the youth that Hyushi also does a lot of community work as well. And I feel like that's a very effective way of connecting with people, rather than like criticizing or lambasting or labeling someone. I wouldn't say any different than like how some of the demon slayers are like, let's just kill them, let's just excommunicate them, let's just remove them out from, I guess you could say, society. we need to actually spend more time in getting involved in understanding why people do what they do. Why do people commit the crimes they do? Why do people hurt people the way they do? Why are people so harmful the way they are? Why is this person, even just not even from like a criminal or psychological standpoint, why is this person like continuously honking behind me on the highway? They're going through something.
Legit.
And once you can understand that, instead of honking back at them or screaming at them, which doesn't get you anywhere, really and truly. Like, I've never seen a screaming fest get anywhere.
Legit.
It's through communication and through understanding and through empathy. And for me, that's something that very much resonated with him.